Hey folks, have you ever been just tied down, even, I don't know, trapped in your past in a sense? I'm not talking about those people who look back to the glory days and talk about all they've accomplished and things like that. I'm talking actually looking back and realizing that man, all these things I've done in the past, all these things of the regret, the shame, the pain, all that kind of thing. And you realize that there are some people in your world, they're just going to be, they're just going to be who look back to that and assume that's who you are. You just are. There's some verses in John chapter 4 where a woman says this: the woman that then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men, "Come see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is this not the Christ? Is this not the promised one?" There was a woman at a well, and Jesus was speaking with her, which was a big deal. That this man was speaking to a woman in the middle of the day. She was getting water. That was one thing, but he was trying to convince her that a Samaritan, by the way, who were hated by the Jews, he was trying to convince her that there was something better than the water she was pulling from that well. And that was the water, the living life, the living water, Jesus Christ, offering himself and her faith in him. By the time she was done, she had talked about husbands that she had had, and the fact that the one that she was living with was not her husband. He kept saying these things, and she was astounded. But the bottom line was this: he was offering her a new life, a life of living water, a life of eternal water, a life of filling water. She would thirst again with regular water. She would not thirst again spiritually if she were to believe on him. And here's the thing: here was somebody who believed in her and loved her in spite of her past, just didn't care. He would forgive her of that. Yes, she paid some prices, and she would continue to pay prices for the life that she had lived, but he was not going to have her paying an eternal price. He loved her in the midst of it. So no matter where you are in the midst of your pain, in the midst of your suffering, in the midst of your anguish or regret, take that, let God wipe that away. Let God wipe that away. He knew her past. He knew the woman at the well's past, and he moved past it to say, I have something greater to offer you. So don't be looking back to the old offers of the devil and how you failed, because we've all been there. Look toward the future and how God is going to use you to do mighty things for him and his kingdom. So don't look back to that past. Look to what God is doing in you. He loves you, just like the woman at the well. He loves you, and the past is not the problem. It's what you're going to do with your future. Love you guys. Bye-bye.